Hey everyone, today we're looking at the Cygnett ChargeUp Pro 27K PD. So this is a massive 27,000 milliamp hour battery, and as you can see it packs quite a physical heft to it. This is by a company called Cygnett. They're based here in Australia, and basically the selling point of this battery is it can charge everything from your phone to your tablet to actually your laptop. So traditionally USB chargers only give a small amount of watts. The iPhone chargers that come by default are between 5 to 7 watts. An iPad chargers probably between 12 to 20 watts. But this one outputs up to 60 watts, which charges all but the most hefty of laptops. So basically you've got these 3 ports on the end here. The first one's USB-A. This goes to a max of 12 watts, so it'll still be good for charging a tablet or high-powered USB device. You've got another USB-C port next to that, which is the same amount of watts. And then finally, you've got another USB-C port here, but this is the power delivery port. You can tell because it's white on the inside as opposed to black. So this port basically does 60 watts of output. And that will basically charge any laptop that supports USB-C charging over power delivery, including the entire range of Apple lineups. It does only get to 60 watts, so if you've got a laptop like the MacBook Pro 15-inch, that needs an 87 watt charger, but it'll still charge it. It might not fill it up, and if you're doing something intensive, you might find that you slowly lose battery over time. But it'll still be able to give it a charge, and if you leave the computer off and charging to this, it'll actually still charge the computer. That port also doubles as the charging input. So for you to actually charge this battery and take it out on the go, obviously you need to charge it. So you charge it through this port, and they give you a provided USB-C cable to do this. Although you're basically limited to the speed of charging this massive battery is limited to whatever wall outlet you use. So because this is 27,000 milliamp hours, it basically accepts 30 watts of input for charging. So this will charge it relatively quickly. It'll only take a couple of hours, but if you end up using like a 5 or a 10 watt charger to charge this massive battery, you're gonna find it takes a really long time. Fortunately, I've got a MacBook Pro, so I've just got the USB-C charger that comes with that. Like I said, it's got an 87 watt charger, so I just plug that in, charges in no time at all. So let's go ahead and check this out. I've got my MacBook Pro here. Open that one up, and I've got a cable here as well. So basically all you have to do is plug it in like you would normally charge your computer, and just plug it into that rightmost port, the white one, which is the output. Plug it in, press that on button, and you heard that ding there, it's already charging. Fortunately, this laptop's also got, battery's also got a couple of other lights there. It's got 4 blue lights and then a green light at the end. Basically that indicates that the blue lights are the battery status, and green indicates that you're actually using it at the moment. So I can see here it's charging. It's actually already gone up 1% since I plugged it in. And because this is 27,000 milliamp hours, basically we can charge this MacBook Pro, which has about a 7,000 to 8,000 milliamp hour battery, depending on how long you've had the laptop for. So it'll basically charge that between 3 to 4 times over, which is pretty incredible considering the size of this battery compared to this laptop. I guess if you think about the size of this laptop and how much of this is actually taken up in battery, there's a lot more battery density in this package compared to where it's spread out in the MacBook Pro. Importantly though, if you are not charging a laptop and you just want to charge your phone, if we look at the iPhone 11, it's got about a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. So this is 27,000 milliamps, so you can almost charge it 10 times over before this thing dies. So it's kind of good for something, if you're going on a multi-day trip, or you're not going to be able to charge your phone, you can definitely bring this and keep charging it over and over again. Speaking of multi-day trips though, I did go camping with this last year, and it actually wasn't this one, because the one I had got moisture in it. I did not spill water on it or anything, but I believe just in the night, maybe the dew or something kind of got in the ports here. And then basically I was using it the next day. I was fully charging. The charging was working fine on my with the battery connected to my phone. And this is what I was using for my phone. So I then smelled this smoky smell, and I thought that's a strange smell. So I opened my jacket where the battery was, and I touched the end of this, and it was about 100 degrees. And I quickly pulled it out, obviously, because I thought it would catch on fire. And batteries are notoriously flammable and explosive, actually. And I found that basically it was all burnt inside the port. So even though it was still charging my phone at the time, basically somehow water got in there and I don't know, didn't trip any kind of short circuit or anything. It just kind of kept going and kept smoking, which was quite disconcerting actually. But anyway, luckily I'm hoping that was kind of a manufacturing fault with the previous one of these, because I reached out to Cygnett and they were good enough to just replace that basically, with not many questions asked, because obviously the device shouldn't be doing that. But that was something to keep in mind, and probably I wouldn't take this into any more environments, you know, than just urban places, because I wouldn't be sure how it would stand up to different kinds of weather. With that said, other than that, I mean, that's a pretty big issue, but other than that, it's been really useful. I've taken it, you know, on planes and things like that, where you can't necessarily charge your laptop. And I've just taken it, you know, a couple of different times. I've needed my phone to last all day, and this has survived me no worries. The other thing I've done with this is connected to my camera equipment. So I can actually charge or power some of my camera equipment off of USB. So I've been able to use this to last the whole day, charging several devices at the same time, and not having any issues. So yeah, that's essentially the Cygnett ChargeUp Pro 27K PD, this fairly substantial battery here. If you have any further questions about it, let me know in the comments, because I'll be sure to answer them. Otherwise, thanks for watching this Technologetic video, and see you in the next one.